Hi, this is Kevin. Week 4 at the Opportunity Channel, sponsored by shopabizop.com. I'm here with Jeff Hovland with JAHTAH Storage Systems Investment Business Opportunity. The reason for week 4 was to introduce Jeff and his new investment opportunity that is the first one that I've seen in the 11 years that I've been doing this that pays a dividend. So Jeff, please take it away.
Hey, Kevin, how you doing? I'm really excited to offer this opportunity. A little bit about myself. I spent 22 years in the military. I was a machinist by trade. I have been in the repair industry for over 35 years. In the repair industry, that includes manufacturing, designing, and upon my retirement, I went to work for a company called Salvagnini America. They make automated machinery. I'm a systems integration engineer for them. And helping out a friend, I ended up designing my own product on accident. He needed to save some space in his garage. I designed a fold-up table that tucked away these tools in the upper portion of his shelves, and started looking at this and thinking about it day after day and said, wow, this would look attractive if I could put this into some nice steel rugged cabinets. So I hit the drawing board, started designing things. There's a little bit of weight on this thing, so I got to make sure it comes down safely and doesn't hurt anybody. Maybe the guy's not strong enough to get it back up, so I need some assistance as it folds back up. And I finally smoothed the whole thing out. Once I did that, just to make sure before I took the next step, I had a feasibility study done on it. And the feasibility study, the best part of the feasibility study, told me that I could possibly capture $280 million of this market annually. So that sounded like a challenge to me.
A big one.
I went ahead and started designing what I thought would be a good manufacturing process, a name for my company. I put all these things into play and it looked attractive, so I incorporated. I designed, actually I had a little help from a doctor in Canada, helped me design a way to build our seed money. And we came up with a membership wholesale retail program. This is where people can pre-purchase 4 of my units for $5,000. They become a member. They turn the rights of these units back over to me, and my company will resell these units over and over. There's a profit margin there. 30% of that profit goes into the wholesale retail membership program for all of the 1,600 members to split. The money is paid quarterly. The money that originally went into manufacturing these cabinets go right back into manufacturing new cabinets, and we just keep rolling it over and over and over. And the membership program will get 30% of the profit of all these cabinets for the life of the company. And we thought that was pretty exciting.
It's funny, you fired through 4 of my top questions. Part of the product that I love is, you got into this, the engineering of your product is top notch. What the quality of the piece is top notch. Basically, if you're looking for, the Wyra or the McLaren or anything engineered, combined with the toughest truck I've ever seen is, your stuff. So it not only looks pretty, it really is completely functional. If I had a garage, I would want one. But the storage aspect and what's, where people are going with a lot of things that they need to not only put away, but how to access, and other people, maybe even veterans or other folks that need help with whether putting it back up or whatever, and you're very cognizant of that. So so the product itself is not only solid, but one of the things that we were talking about earlier before actually pushing record was your feasibility study. And it was the thing that really attracted me to this. The marketplace, about 280 million people, or $280 million, excuse me, is attractive. And when I said big one, that's a big part of the market right there. Even at 0.1%, tenth of a percent, that's still a very attractive, marketplace. So
Yes.
The dividend that's paid out over the period of time, and part of the reason for this video, and we want to set this up, This is very different than a home-based business or an internet business or probably 99% of all businesses I've ever seen and worked with so far, because this is really for someone who has money, who is not vested on that particular, let's say $5,000, or let's say they want to buy 4 blocks for 20 grand. That 20 grand is going to sit there for a while, and it's not going to make them much money for a while. What it will do over the period of time, though, is cumulatively, and if people understand how to take 1 year over 3 years over 5 years, that can really become some tremendous residual income down the road. So planning ahead, planning with you and planning with your product is going to be one of the key factors of how much they make back. But in your investor, you're limiting to 1,600 people, 5 grand per and per unit. So this is easy to get involved with. It is something where somebody could buy multiple units. I think 4 is the total, 4 units.
There's 4 at a time. That's equal to 1 membership, but they can buy as many memberships as they want. There's no limit to that.
Okay.
Until the 1,600 memberships are gone, they can purchase as many as they like.
Okay. So if there's a heavy hitter out there who has, $20,000, $50,000, something along those lines, contact Jeff. And it would be, easy to, structure, your deal. I want to make sure my antenna, for some reason, we got a little bit of feedback there. It's only week 4 on our show. So the other thing that we really wanted to focus on was the, not only the remuneration, plan, but also, your rollout plan. You're already ready to go. You're ready to take in, investors now. So the idea behind, getting together and some marketing that we've done is to let people know, who you are, what you do, that you're out here, but that you want to start getting people involved now, so you can start rolling out product. Can you tell people, what your plan is, for slow growth over the next 6 to 9 months? And then as part B of that, if you'd be so kind to tell people, how would they get in touch with you? If someone wants to buy now or learn more, how would they do that?
Okay. So the memberships, the way we have it set up right now, so many memberships equals a certain step forward for us. So many memberships are sold, and then we already have a land and a building identified that we can work in, that gets purchased. So many more memberships are sold, and then we purchase the equipment that we need to manufacture this. More memberships are sold, then the floor to support these machines is put into place. After that, it just keeps going. More memberships are sold, and here comes all the steel to mass produce 5,000 of these cabinets at once. More memberships are sold, and the shipping of all these are taken care of. That's our plan. That's broken down pretty raw. I'm a little more in our business model.
It's a little bit more detailed.
Particular, exactly
Totally
what we're doing step by step. I'm sorry, what was the second part of your question again?
Well, I should interject before you even answer. It was part B, was how to get in touch with you and, all that good stuff, maybe even your phone number. But I did want to interject one thing that you really, that you're, as far as the memberships and, getting going and whatnot, you really are kind of trying to field whom you're working with. That was also part and parcel to, the video. This investment is definitely not for everybody. And who it's for is going, in my opinion, going to make a tremendous amount of money doing it over the long haul. And you really want to work with partners who not only understand that, but could potentially bring in other partners, referrals. And that will help build, your structure and help, complete the pie as well. So then
yeah, I'm actually,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, Kevin,
no.
interrupt you. I'm actually looking for people who understand the manufacturing industry, the sheet metal manufacturing industry, and the types of volumes that those companies produce. Those companies are multi-billion-dollar companies. They're pumping out toolboxes, refrigerators, stoves. These are the people who I want to compete with. Not in the same product line, but I want to compete as far as how many units my company can move through a manufacturing process compared to theirs. I'm going up against the big guys, General Electric, Connect, Whirlpool. That's who I want to go up. My personal goals are to supersede their numbers with my product.
Well, hence
So
your
I'm
volume
looking for
numbers.
people that understand this.
Yeah,
I'm sorry
hence your
about that.
volume. Well, when you said earlier that, you know, for 5,000 units, most people would think this has got to be niche. She's going to be rolling out 5 or 10 units. In your first fly,
Yeah.
you're going to be rolling out thousands of units. So,
Correct.
you know, and buying in the volume that you're doing, you're thinking macro, not micro. And the plan that, you know, the
Exactly.
long-term planning that you've done behind this, that, you know, we're kind of skipping over the minutia of your plan. Your plan is extraordinarily detailed, and you know, Jeff can share that with you for anybody who's interested. This was more for kind of the gloss over, you know, the particulars. But if you could package in a couple sentences, who's the right person, you know, for this? Is there a business acumen? Is there a background? Is there a style? Is there an ilk, an education, a qualification, or is there a homogenation of all of that? What, you know, who's the perfect animal?
I'm not really sure I can say who the perfect animal it is, but I do think that someone who understands it takes money to make money. Somebody who understands if they put some money in, that it's going to grow. The more units I sell, the more their money's going to grow. And I'm looking for people who someday will say to themselves, wow, I didn't expect this to turn out like this. This is incredible. That's who I'm looking for.
Well, like Mac Tools or Sears, you know, or
Exactly.
anything. Jeff Bezos and Amazon. You know, it's
Yes.
amazing where some people have gone, and I've seen major manufacturing, a couple of people explode over the last decade and make, you know, tens of millions of dollars. I wish I could have been on board earlier. I am not one of those heavy investors, but I am a gleeful marketer because I really do think not only do you have a great product, honestly, that the thought processes that you've run through is unique in the industry, to where you've done all the work that to bring it to manufacturer, rather than utilizing the investment money to get it to that point, which is often what I see. So people have an idea and they actually need actionable money to even bring that idea to the point where they could then bring it to the point where they could bring it to the point, and that really never gets
Exactly.
there. So the faster we can bring, you know, 1,600 folks to the table, or one, would be, you know, easy. I think if I think if the right person sees this video and gets in touch and really goes over the finer points, I think that they would see not only some strong numbers, but some really viable growth from somebody who you know, has 3 decades plus in the industry, and that's also fairly rare these days. So what
Thank you.
is you know, what's the best method to contact you? Is there, you know, phone,
They
email,
could
website?
actually, they could actually, I'll give you everybody my number, 307-288-0066. They can either text that number, they can leave a message. I promise you, although I am quite busy, I will get back. I always
Could you
get back
repeat
to
that?
everyone. 307-288-0066. They can text or leave me a message, voicemail, and I promise I'll get back to them.
Fantastic. Well, I really appreciate you being a guest. I know this was a shorter version of what we usually do, and that was intentional. We really want people to make contact and directly with Jeff to go over the finer points of this investment opportunity. We're also going to be promoting this via our blog, so look for it on shopabizop.com. It'll be posted on Monday. Thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you very much for your time.